Delhi symbolizes our future hopes and reflects the glorious past. The sentinel of people's power, this metropolis is the trustee of a golden past. The Qutub Minar has been a mute witness to the many ups and downs. The glory of the Red Fort is unique. Its ramparts have withstood many assaults. The arches and turrets have silently turned the pages of history. The Mughal emperors sat here on the throne of India. Their kingdom, vast and widespread, was at their residence reduced to the four walls of this fort. The people's beloved rulers fell from grace, and the opportunist Britishers picked up the whip. The manifestation of people's moral fury was the first War of Independence in 1857, with its epicenter in Delhi. The leader of this revolt was the last Mughal emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar. The freedom fighters did succeed in liberating Delhi, but could not retain their freedom for long. The people of Delhi bravely fought the British Army for 3.5 months. At last, internal bickerings led to the fall of Delhi back into the hands of the Britishers. Bahadur Shah Zafar was imprisoned. The unarmed Mughal princes were murdered. A mute witness to this gruesome act is the Khuni Darwaza near Ambedkar Stadium. From the Britishers, Delhi received nothing but poverty and corruption. Trade and commerce was ruined. The artisans became jobless. Famines ruined the cultivators. Oblivious of these conditions, the British rulers organized the Delhi Darbar of 1877 with all pomp and show. The pageantry was an insult to the wretched condition of the people of Delhi. Delhi College was closed down because of lack of funds. People organized a protest meet at the town hall. The people of Delhi have always been a part of the national mainstream. In 1888, Delhi was for the first time represented at the Indian National Congress session, which was held in Allahabad. The rising national consciousness awakened the students. St. Stephen College, Hindu College and Anglo-Sanskrit School were the centers of this awakening. The professors of St. Stephen College, like Professor Sayyid Haider Raza and Raghubir Dayal Shastri, worked with Master Amir Chand and organized the students. In 1903, the Darbar of Imperialism was once again staged in Delhi. Under the divide and rule policy, the British government divided Bengal in 1905. Vande Mataram echoed in protest and started the national agitation. The Swadeshi movement was adopted at the Calcutta session of the Congress in 1906. It spread like wildfire and reached Delhi. The women got equally involved in this movement. Lala Lajpat Rai, the Lion of Punjab, surcharged the people of Delhi with nationalism. Lala Hardayal was leading the youth. This revolutionary upheaval was flourishing in Delhi also. The hub of these activities was the bookshop of Master Amir Chand. Situated at Nai Sarak, this shop reminds us of those activities. When in 1911 the British Emperor King George V visited India for the first time, it was declared that the capital be shifted from Calcutta to Delhi. near Kingsway Camp and Barodi village, a pillar is the reminder of the Shahi Darbar of 1911. On the 23rd December 1912, as the procession of Viceroy Lord Hardinge reached Katra Dulia in Chandni Chowk, a bomb was hurled from the rooftop of a house. The Viceroy was wounded but survived. This building in Katra Dulia reminds us of this incident. In the campus of Maulana Azad Medical College is the memorial to the martyrs Master Amir Chand. Master Awadh Bihari and Bhai Bal Mukund, who were hanged here for their involvement in the Hardinge bomb case. शहीदों की चिताओं पर लगेंगे हर बरस मेले, वतन पर मिटने वालों के यही बाकी निशान होंगे. The Home Rule movement started in 1916. A Home Rule League was also established in Delhi. The president of the 1918 Congress session in Delhi was Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya. Old Secretariat. In spite of bitter criticism in the council, the British government passed the Black Law, Rowlatt Act, in which there was no scope of trial or appeal. People strongly opposed the Rowlatt Act. On 30th March, Satyagraha was staged in Delhi. The country was in turmoil. The massacre of Jallianwala Bagh had electrified the entire nation. The burning fire of sorrow and anger raged all over. A long chain of meetings, processions and strikes continued all over Delhi. In 1920, Congress launched the non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji assumed the leadership of this movement. The Delhi leaders like Maulana Muhammad Ali, Shaukat Ali, Hakim Ajmal Khan and Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad Ansari were praised and respected everywhere. Swami Shraddhanand, Asif Ali and Lala Shankar Lal were leading the non-cooperation movement in Delhi. After the violent incident of Chauri Chaura, Gandhiji suspended the movement. Taking advantage of the situation, the British rulers kindled the communal fire among the people. To suppress this internal flame, Gandhiji went on a fast for 21 days. It was during the non-cooperation movement that the foundation of a national education institute named Jamia Millia Islamia was laid in Aligarh. Later on, it was shifted to Delhi. The vivifying influence of this institution was Dr. Zakir Hussain. The most prominent among his colleagues was Professor Muhammad Mujib. In 1923 election to the Central Assembly, the Swaraj Party won gloriously. The leader of the Swaraj Party in Parliament was Pandit Motilal Nehru, and the first chairman of the Central Assembly was V.J. Patel. When the Simon Commission came to India, it was boycotted all over the country. Delhi reverberated with the call of Simon, go back. On 9 September 1928, the revolutionaries formed the Indian Socialist Republican Association at Firozshah Kotla for the purpose of liberating India through a revolution. On 8th April 1928, Sardar Bhagat Singh and B.K. Dutt hurled a bomb in the Council Hall of Central Assembly, not for the purpose of killing anyone, but as a warning to the alien government. The percussion of the bomb shook up the entire nation. The same year, on 23rd December, an attempt was made to blow up the Viceroy's special train behind the old fort, but he escaped. The revolutionaries also started making bombs. The historical Dandi March of Gandhiji started the salt agitation. In spite of the government repression, meetings and processions were the order of the day. Salt was made even in Delhi at Shahbag of Silampur. A bonfire of foreign cloth was made at Rajghat. Women also spearheaded the agitation. A Bangle committee was formed which sent bangles to the stooges of the rulers to put them to shame. Liquor shops were picketed. Bahan Satyavati, Chandu Bibi, Maimobai and other women leaders were much involved. At last the British had to bow before the people's might. The mighty British Emperor's Viceroy had to surrender to the naked fakir. After the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, Gandhiji went to England to attend the Round Table Conference, but no agreement could be reached because of the lack of sincerity of the British government. In India, the new Viceroy, Willingdon, was carrying on ruthless suppression. In spite of the government's restrictions, the annual Congress session of 1932 was held near the clock tower of Chandni Chowk. It was the shortest session in the history of the Congress. After 2.5 years of strong and extensive struggle, the National Executive started its constructive program. A campus was built near Kingsway Camp for Delhi Harijan Sevak Sangh. In 1935, Gandhiji visited different villages of Delhi for 3 days. He explained to the Congress workers the need of the constructive program. In 1937, Congress registered glorious victory in the Provincial Assembly elections. It was in Delhi that the different aspects of the formation of the ministries were discussed. The Second World War started in 1939. Without consulting the people, India was dragged into the war. As a protest, the Congress ministries resigned en masse. The newspapers of Delhi were propagating the new awakening among the masses. To solicit Indian leaders' cooperation in the war efforts, Sir Stafford Cripps came to India. The meetings and discussions proved futile. Cripps' magic could not budge the Indian leaders. Now the only course left for the entire nation was agitation. On 8th August 1942, at the Bombay session under the leadership of Gandhiji, the Quit India resolution was unanimously adopted. The anti-government agitation spread like wildfire. In Delhi, Jugal Kishore Khanna, C. Krishna Nair, Hakim Khalilur Rahman, Maulana Ahmad Saeed and others were the leaders of this agitation. The railway station was set ablaze. The income tax office at Pili Koti was burnt down. Agitators reduced the town hall to ashes. Telephone wires were cut. Schools, mills and markets were closed. Arson and breakages, processions and meetings, bullets and lathi charges, arrests and detentions were rampant. Outside India, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was fighting to free the country. "Give me blood and I will give you freedom" was his war cry. The road to Delhi is the road to freedom. Chalo Delhi, Jai Hind. After the Second World War, the INA men were court-martialed inside the Red Fort. Sehgal, Dillon and Shahnawaz were charged for mutiny. Prominent barristers of the country stood up in their defense. Because of the changed circumstances and the verdict of the people, these brave soldiers of the INA were released. The release of Sehgal, Dillon and Shahnawaz was enthusiastically welcomed by the people. The British government was now packing up its domination. A people's interim government was formed. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was appointed Prime Minister. But while going, the British divided the country. Millions became homeless. After many years of waiting, at last the glorious moment of independence arrived. The government changed hands. The midnight of 14th August saw the dawn of our freedom. The resounding voice of Jawaharlal merged with the joy of the people.
Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not only or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
The national flag was unfurled atop the Red Fort. Jawaharlal Nehru, Free India's first Prime Minister, addressed the nation from the Red Fort. Delhi played a stellar role in the freedom struggle. And now, as the capital of Free India, it holds a very special and a formidable position.